Life today is like an endless storm. Work is overwhelming, social media is filled with pressure, and notifications never stop ringing. We get angry over a single word, feel defeated by failure, or grow envious when someone shares their success. Emotions flare up like fire, sometimes burning away the small joys in our hearts. How can we find peace amidst the chaos of life? Perhaps a lesson from a Zen master holds the answer. Alex was an ordinary office worker. Work was stressful, his boss was demanding, and his colleagues often got on his nerves. One day, after a heated argument with his boss, he drove home fuming. As soon as he stepped through the door, he saw his son spill a glass of milk on the floor. It was the last straw. "Why are you always so careless? Can't you be more careful?" he snapped. His son lowered his head in fear, and his wife sighed, quietly cleaning up the mess. But at that moment, Alex saw himself in his own father, a man who used to lose his temper over the smallest things. That realization struck him deeply. Not knowing how to control his anger, Alex sought out a small Zen temple on the outskirts of town, where an old Zen master was known for his wisdom and calm presence. "Master," Alex said, "I feel like a fire. The more stressed and exhausted I become, the more easily I explode. I've hurt the people I love, but I don't know how to put it out." The Zen master silently picked up a dry twig and placed it in the fire before them. The flames flared up, burning brightly. After a while, he did nothing, just sat and watched as the flames gradually died down to embers and then faded away completely. He turned to Alex and asked, "What do you see?" Alex frowned. "The fire burned and then went out, but what does that have to do with my anger?" The Zen master gave a slight smile, picked up a paper fan, and gently waved it over the ashes. Instantly, small red embers glowed again. Fire doesn't just disappear. It only waits for the right wind to reignite. Looking into Alex's eyes, he continued, "Your anger is the same. You think it's gone, but one word, one small event, and it flares up again. The problem isn't putting out the fire, it's understanding it." Alex was silent. He had always tried to suppress his anger, yet it kept returning, again and again. The Zen master continued, "Pay attention to the fire within you. When anger arises, don't try to extinguish it immediately. Let it burn in your awareness like this twig in the fire. You see it, you understand it, but you don't have to fan the flames. When you stop fueling it with resentment or frustration, it will burn out on its own." Alex pondered deeply. From that day on, whenever he felt anger rising, he no longer reacted immediately. He took a deep breath and observed it. He didn't suppress it, nor did he let it consume him. And strangely, what used to be raging flames now became only small embers, quickly fading if he didn't add more fuel. Over time, he stopped snapping at his wife and son. He no longer argued with his boss or colleagues. His life became lighter, like a fire that had burned away, leaving only warmth. One day, he returned to the temple and bowed in gratitude to the Zen master. The old man simply smiled, drew a circle in the dirt, and said, "Fire is not the problem. The real question is whether you know how to tend to it."